Hi, Dave. Mama here. So everything feels okay. I was just calling to let you know everything is fine. And I wanted to tell you happy holidays. And I'll try and contact you soon. Okay. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you very much. Bye-bye. Message left through sworn video relay interpreter 17625. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. The following episode with Cowbell is rated D for dumb. Let's dumb it down.
9 o'clock, I'm bored to death. Smoke so much I can smell my own breath. My baby left me, my best friend's not at home. Can't get that woman off my mind. I've never been the broody kind, but there's still one thing makes me come alive. Yeah, I'm gone for a drive.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Thank you, Alex Exum from alexexum.com. ALEXEXUM doing the announcements. I appreciate that, Alex. Are you ready to dumb it down, everybody? That's fantastic. That's great. Thank you very much for tuning in. However you do on any of the 29, 30 podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Stitcher, Good Pods, or whatever's out there. Oh, on my website. I always neglect that. You can, you know what, I did mention a couple episodes ago, I said I was going to look into that. Can you download the show from the website? And yes, you can. It doesn't look like you can. I think you just got to right click or something. I think we have a Spreaker widget or something on the website. So you could actually download from dumbingitdownwithdave.com. I don't know if that helps me at all or whatever, but, you don't have to go to Spreaker. You don't have to go to one of the 29 or 30 different podcast platforms. I think you can just go to Dumbing It Down with Dave and download it from there. I don't know if it's easy. I don't know how long it takes. I haven't done it, but maybe I'll make that my next assignment. So this way you guys know. If nobody's ever said anything about it, most of the comments I get are just really content appropriate. They're not really technically, nobody's said anything technically. So I assume you're all doing okay somehow. But I would like to sort of hone in on where it's the most popular and, or where it's the most convenient and easiest, because maybe that's the way to go, I always mention Spreaker, I always have been, but apparently, that might not be the best thing for me to do because most people don't have Spreaker. And I understand that. And I can't afford to be a Spreaker ambassador. I mean, it'd be nice, but if I could do it, I just don't know if it's the wisest thing for me and for Dumbing It Down with Dave, or for Spreaker for that matter. They probably would rather have a Mark Maron type, or like he did for Squarespace. Anyway, hey everybody, May 20th. I got a little type of throat today. I wanted to do the intro over again, but we were so into it, and I think I timed that extra cowbell so perfectly. I think that so perfect. So I think I just wanted to leave it alone. May 20th. It is 8:38 p.m. I'm in the Dodge Caravan. I'm northbound on the New York State Thruway. If you can hear that, I'm signaling to the right because I'm pulling off exit 21 behind a fuel tanker, or is that a cement mixer? Can't tell from here, but I'm going to go do the loop-de-loop. For those of you who have been listening for the last 150 some odd episodes, how long ago has that been? Maybe 100 episodes now? Remember that? Can you imagine that? It wasn't that long ago. I was telling you the loop-de-loop story as I go through the toll booth here in Catskill. I go through, and then I come back on the other side, and my commute is free. It's free because I have the Thruway permit. A best-kept secret of the New York State Thruway. Every time I tell somebody about it, they go, what? I go, yeah, you got to get the Thruway permit. They go, what? I have the Easy Pass. I go, yeah, I know, so you're paying. But you might want to get the Thruway permit. And they delete 30 miles off your toll every time you go through it. They do? Yeah. And if you go less than 30 miles, then the toll is free. Free? That's impossible. Nothing is for free. And I go, no, it's not. You have to go through the toll booth less than 30 miles. And then they'll deduct 30 miles, in which case you pay nothing. It is now 2020. My son is 23. So I must have lived here now over 25 years. And I discovered the loop-de-loop, like the first week I lived up here or visited up here by grabbing one of those pamphlets, probably walking out of Adams Fairacre Farms. For those of you in the Hudson Valley area, know that that's a regional, it's not even a supermarket. I don't know what it is. Farmer's market, supermarket. It's a markety market. It's not like a ShopRite or Kroger's, or it's not like a supermarket. It's like a market. It's a deli market. It's a highfalutin, high-priced, specialty type of place. But you can get the non-specialty stuff, but you're still going to pay. I don't think they really ever have a sale there. Although I think they have senior citizens night, like Wednesdays after. They used to. I don't know anymore with this whole thing going on in the world. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm on the Thruway northbound. Just did the loop-de-loop. And I'm here to talk to you, to do Dumbing It Down with Dave. I have a couple of things that's going on, so let's do it. Let's get to it. I already thanked Alex, and we're going to thank Hal in Philly real quickly. Hal Aaron, Hal Cohen, Hal in Philly, Hal Apocalypse, Tales of the Road Warriors, and It's Easy When You Know Hal. 2 podcasts that he does that you can find on Spreaker as well. Is he a Spreaker ambassador? No, but he's on Spreaker, so there you go. So if you're already here on Spreaker, just scroll with the app, go to search, and put in Hal Aaron, or put in Hal in Philly. He's got all these episodes. Just want to give a quick shout out to Ed Nightoff from Ed Saves the World. He's got a couple of episodes out there, 20, 21, 22 episodes of Ed Saves the World. Also, so here's where we're going with that. Also, let's move on. I really want to thank everybody for tuning in. And commenting. You guys are doing great with the comments. Keep it up. If you can, do more. And post on Facebook. The Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. I gotta do more at that. It's really weird. It's a weird habit for me to create that I'm gonna go to the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group, not the page, the group. Not the like page, the group page, and post things and have you guys interact there. I also do have Dumbing It Down with Dave on on the Instagram. I was going to say Twittergram, but on the Instagram. So it's probably just a matter of time before they change it to Insta. Just go to the Insta. I know they call it IG, right? The kids call it the IG, whatever. Okay, so anyway, so I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram. Just Dumbing It Down with Dave, Dumb with Dave. That's an option too. Okay, and we definitely do post stuff on the Instagram and the Twitter. Absolutely. My assistant's on it. She posts a couple things every week. There's usually an audiogram or something like that. So, and we're always looking for ways to do more and do better and expand the word. So, have you shared the episode recently? Please do. I greatly appreciate it. Just think of there's 30 of you listening right now, and you share it. Now, regardless of how insignificant you think your downline is, or your upline, whatever you want to call it, your lateral line, it doesn't matter. If you got 5 people, post it. One of those 5 might tune in. So 30 could turn into 150. 150 could turn into 700. Yeah, but Dave, we like to keep this the best secret possible. The best kept secret. All right, well, if that's how you feel. But, I'm just saying it really, really would be great if you could share it. Don't forget to share it every week. Some of you are very religious about that. Sharing on the Twitter, sharing on the Facebook, and I get it. Just got to do more. As a host, I'm obligated. I'm kind of like a Girl Scout with the cookies. You like Girl Scouts? Then get the cookies. You like Girl Scout cookies? Then get yourself a Girl Scout. Okay, so anyway, there's logic in there. I'm pretty sure. So, a couple of episodes, nobody mentioned this, which always makes me wonder, I guess people aren't listening. Because if they were listening, shouldn't they said something? Or are you just relying on me to correct myself, because I often do? Or do I always correct myself? I named an episode a couple episodes ago. I bought my mom a cactus. And I never told the story. I never told it. And there was a reason for me to tell it, and I don't even know why I didn't change the name of the show after I recorded it and published, and I knew, but when I published it, I knew, because I always listen to these shows before I publish it, that, hey, I never even told the story. So I can't remember why I didn't delete it, or didn't change the name. But so let's just tell the story. It's kind of important, in a way, to my life, and maybe it wraps up the whole mom thing, even though I've kind of wrapped it up 5 different times. But, this is Dumbing It Down with Dave. I am Dave Canyon, and, there's part of me that wants to stop talking about the whole thing. I did play a voicemail at the top of the show. I'm going in order, by the way. I just want you to know. I go to my iPhone, and I go to voicemail, and I scroll all the way down to the bottom. It's amazing how many voicemails I have. I don't know why I have all these voicemails. But not just my parents. I have friends and other things. I got to start deleting them. It's ridiculous. It's probably using up a whole bunch of data. Oh, no, memory. It's using up memory on my phone. So I'm deleting them one by one. Not my parents' ones. The parents' ones I'm keeping. For future use, whatever. I'll make a collage out of it. I'll make a doorbell out of it. Ding dong. Hi, this is your mom. Whatever. I don't know. I'll do something. I'll do something. I'll make a hat out of it. Then you go down to the bottom, and then there's delete. It says deleted messages, and you press that button, and it goes to a whole other world, like another realm of voicemail on my phone. Wait a minute, there's more, but I deleted them. So what does my iPhone do? It puts it in the deleted messages column, and then now I scroll down there, and then I got to the bottom. So I think I just played you the second or third oldest parental voicemail, and I don't know what date that's from, but it's totally pre-stroke. They're all pre-stroke. Most of them. At the end, my father probably calls and leaves me some voicemails. But we won't get that for a couple of years. I got that many voicemails in my phone. And I'm going to play one every episode. Why not? I was thinking about doing a whole episode on those voicemails, which I still might do. I might scroll through and save the best. And we'll we'll just do a voicemails episode. But anyway, so I did that at the top of the show. And so the cactus story. It's kind of a special story. And I might even have a picture that I'll find. Maybe I'll find it later tonight, and I'll post it on the Facebook group. So by the time you hear this, maybe it'll already be posted. If not, don't forget to join the group, and then you'll get a notification that I posted in the group. And I'll tell the story. Here's the story. So when I was a wee boy, back in my Davy and Goliath formative years, for those of you who are not aware of the reference, because I am aware of that a lot of times I say things to people, and I think they know what I'm talking about, but I forget that I'm slightly older than other people, or I just lived in a different world, and people don't always get my references. So Davy and Goliath was a very popular, I don't know if it was ever a hit, like, the whole world was watching and talking about it, and there was all this publicity. I don't think it ever achieved Pokemon status. I don't think. Maybe it did. I wasn't there at the time. I was already a little bit older. I think I originally caught Davy and Goliath in repeats. I think. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It might have been originally released and it was part of everybody's Saturday morning deal. And by the way, that whole Saturday morning cartoon thing, that wasn't always like that. I think that developed over time. I think it just developed over time. Like everything else does. So, I don't think back in the 50s kids woke up and watched Saturday morning cartoons. I think that's a late 60s, early 70s thing. I think so. I could be wrong. So, I don't know where Davy and Goliath played. But it was a claymation. I think it was a claymation or stop motion, animation, animatron, whatever. It was one of those deals where it was a boy named Davy, his dog named Goliath, and, of course, God, which you never saw. And you did not hear, God's voice. I don't even know if there was ever a priest in this show. That would be interesting. That a religious show might not even have a priest in it. I don't think so. I have the DVD, my buddy Mark, bought me a condolence gift. And I have the 5-disc, 72-episode box set of Davey and Goliath, which I thought about having a watch party. Like on Sunday nights when I'm home, I thought I'd have a watch party. Is that a good idea? Would you guys watch if I posted? First of all, I'm sure it's illegal. I don't even know how people are doing any of these watch parties and what they are watching. But it could be a lot of fun, right? So we all sit there together because nobody's ever done that before. Every time you watch Davey and Goliath, you watch it by yourself on a Sunday morning with a bowl of Rice Krispies, right? You're up. Your parents are asleep. What are you going to do? You put on the TV. There's not much competition. Back in the day when there was 3 channels, 4 channels, 5 channels, whatever it was. Well, there was 3 networks, but there were like 5 or 6 channels. So, yeah, pre-cable, you'd sit there. You'd watch Davey and Goliath. And you didn't regret it. It wasn't like, oh, is there anything else? You're like, no, this is good enough. But it didn't have any competition. By the time I was old enough to watch it, there really was not much in the way of competition. Probably a religious show, another religious show, but, for adults and, infomercials, I don't think were around at that point. It's interesting. I wonder what the competition was. I'd have to find an old TV guide, which I'm sure somebody has. I'm sure somebody has an old TV guide, which will tell you on Sunday mornings what was the lineup in New York City or anywhere you lived, and where did Dave and Goliath figure in and all that. I am kind of curious. Probably the McLaughlin report it was up against. I don't know. Anyway, there was always Bob Carolt, right? Or the other guy who was before him? Or is he the original? CBS Sunday Morning. That was out there. I think Biography was out there. And then they played repeats of The Millionaire and maybe Hazel. I don't remember. Anyway, way too much TV in my childhood. But, so that's what Dave and Goliath was. And I would watch it. And I have the box set of it. All right. Was I supposed to be telling you? I just possibly already just forgot what the point of all that was. Anyway, so back in the day when I was that young. So when I was a little boy, and I'm sorry if I started a story and I didn't finish it. I just feel like this is what's going on in my head. That I went too far and now I'm down the rabbit trail. I don't remember. But I got a condolence gift. Was that part of the story? Doesn't matter. All right, let's move on. What time is it? I got my glasses right here. All right, good. A little bit more than halfway. 17 minutes into the world of nothing. So when I was a young boy, I went on a school trip. I was very, very sweet little boy. Not this grizzled, obese, balding, ED type of guy. I was young and virile. I guess, I don't know. 6 years old, 7 years old. Okay. So somewhere between the ages of 6, and I went to a school called Crown Heights Yeshiva. 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 For those of you who are of the anti-Semitic type. I'm not even saying you're anti-Semitic. You might not be pro-Semitic. You might be Semitic neutral. I don't really know how you feel, and it doesn't matter to me. All types of Semitic conditions and Semitic variations of affection, lack of or more of, I support you listening to the show. And if you're confused by what I'm saying, that's fine. That was my intention, I think. It was to confuse you. So, I went to, it was a school. It was a school for Jews. That's what yeshivas are. They're schools for Jews. And, but actually there were kids there that weren't Jewish. So it was really actually a private school that took place in a building that was kosher. Are buildings kosher? No, not really, but whatever. It was brick. It still stands. It's out there. I think it's on Crown Street. I think in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. It's still standing. And my intention is to go back one day with a camera, if they let me in. I've kind of exhausted all my Jewish connections and all my Jew card. I think my Jew card has been punched too many times. I'm not sure. By the way, there's no podcast in the world, although there's probably a Nazi one out there somewhere, that you'll hear the word Jew said as often as this one. So I always like to point out how unique Dumbing It Down with Dave is. And I hope mentioning it the way I do doesn't get me deplatformed. That would be really kind of funny. That out of all the things, because you can't mention the virus anymore. Like you can't just call it. You can't call it what it is, or you can't title it. No matter how important or how significant in your podcast or in your YouTube or whatever that you say it or type it, whatever, it might be a really significant, COVID story. But I guess if the internet gets wind of it, they drop you. Or something like that. They delete you, or they just... I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're afraid of. They're afraid of false information. But who's in charge of that? Like, who's in charge of deciding what's false and what's real? And what if it's just sincere? How come that's not a category? Oh, yeah, we heard that story. It's not exactly true. It's not exactly false, but it is sincere. So, we can't have that? Google? YouTube? Internet? Who's ever in charge? Wise old man behind the curtain? No. Any mentions? Deleted. Blocked. Okay. Community strike. Community guidelines strike. Hey, that's kind of new, don't you think? So can I talk? So what's? Can I still talk about pedophilia? Can I talk about that? Can I talk about arson? Is that okay? Is that okay that I tell false stories about arson and pedophilia? How about child trafficking? Or how about the ozone layer? Is that okay? Can we tell fibs about that? What is it okay to lie about? What are the guidelines on what it is okay to tell stories that you know nothing about? To do podcasts and YouTube channels with false imagery and false information? Only the COVID? All right. It seems a little kind of ridiculous that we've gotten this far as to ban and destroy and delete and block and deplatform, and all because of the COVID. Is that one of the symptoms of having the COVID? Is that you get so paranoid about the COVID that anytime anybody mentions it, oh, I know, I guess my sister must be in charge, because she's probably telling people, hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, no more COVID talk. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. All right, well, whatever. So I guess I got to do my disclaimer now. Any mention in this show of Dumbing It Down with Dave without the written express consent of knowledge, or therefore, or Semitically pro or against the COVID, without me checking into it first, is strictly prohibited. There you go. Or was I supposed to say that at 100 miles an hour, like I'm selling a car? Whatever. That's another thing. What's with that? The guy's talking 100 miles an hour. I don't even know what he said, but it doesn't matter as long as... Okay, America, listen, for those of you who are in the United States, because I can't imagine this is going on in any other country. I want you to understand how stupid your country is. All right? Yes, I'm an American. Yes, I'm patriotic. Whatever. I'm patriotic enough. Okay? I don't fly an American flag outside my door, although I would if I could, but I don't. But I definitely want to. I think my wife would probably take down the red, white, and blue flag and put up some Tutti Frutti flag that makes it look like it's an apple or a peach. Something like that. I think we've had that flag. And I think I've mentioned in the show. I wanted the red, white, and blue, and then she got me something from Michael's or Linens and things. And I go, what's that? She goes, well, that's an American flag. I go, that looks like a peach. It looks like it's something like a fruit. She goes, no, that's the American flag. I go, that's no flag I know. I ain't pledging allegiance to a pear. Okay, anyway. I don't know where that thing is now. I'm not going to put it up. I don't put it up. She'll put it up. I won't put it up. I want a regular flagpole, and I want the red, white, and blue. And I will raise it properly, and I will fly it properly. Now, if I could, I would. I have room in front of my house to do that. Cactus story? Never going to get to it. Just saying, out loud, it's not going to happen. Already went too far. No, we'll try it. We'll try it. So anyway, it is interesting though about the whole COVID thing. You can't talk about it. You can't do it. You can't title it. You can't put it in the show notes. Assistant, please do not put COVID in. Maybe you could. I don't know. Don't do it. We'll call it the virus. The thing. What is it? Like we're talking about a girl's period. You can't say, "Oh, she has a period." Oh no, she has a visitor. What happened? It was so stupidly sensitive. This country's moronic that we do a used car commercial or a car commercial, and the guy talks at 1,000,000 miles an hour. What did he say? I don't know. He said it so fast. I don't know. But why does he do that? What's the point of paying for a 30-second commercial when 5 seconds of it is this supersonic, high-speed, voice guy that says this disclaimer, but you always say, yeah, it's a legality thing. How can it be a legality thing? Nobody knows what that even is. It makes no sense. Okay. But we voted. Somebody voted for it. Somebody said, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a guy, he's going to make $1 million his whole career. Because it's not a normal thing that they just put on high speed. There's a guy, I think they actually hired a guy to talk real fast. There are people who are famous for that. And they get paid for that. It's a real career. I think there's only 2 or 3 of them. I'm not really sure. And they do the disclaimer thing. Can you imagine that? You have a recording studio in your house. You don't even leave the house. Even pre the thing you can't speak of. They would call you and say, all right, listen, I want you to read this. And you'd read it in your fastest speed. And then they record it and they play it. They don't speed it up. That's the speed that the guy did it at. And then they put it at the end of the commercial or the beginning of the commercial. It's America. Hello. That's what we do. We're dumb. Okay. So Cactus. I'm on a school trip. 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old. I forget. It was one of those earlier grades where I was still little Davy from Davy and Goliath. I was a cute little boy, sweet, not this obese, grizzled, whatever I said before about ED, but that may not be true. Anyway, obese, morbidly obese, whatever. Sleep deprived, brain degraded, CPAP'd, all that. I wasn't any of that. I was young and strong and not six-pack strong, but, I was a kid. How many crunches are you going to do when you're a little boy? You do none. So, I go to a school trip. I think the Museum of Natural History in Manhattan. I think. It was one of those museum trips. And they every trip you go on, your parents will give you a couple of dollars. Mind you, this is 1970, 69, I'm 6 years old. So 1969, 70, 71, 72, $3 buys a lot. Even at the museum, even at the big, bad, expensive museum. Back in the day, $3 would buy you a lot. And we were online, I remember online, and they let us all go into the gift shop like 5 at a time, whatever. For whatever reason, at the end of the day, they let us all in the gift shop. If they didn't say anything about it, I never would have went. I never would have thought about it. But they said, okay, gift shop time. I go, oh, okay, we're online. You have your buddy with you, whatever. And then they let you go. And it didn't take me very long. I went to the gift shop, and I saw this little teeny cactus. Like a button, like a ball, it was a small little pot, and there was a cactus on it. I don't know why the Museum of Natural History or Modern Art or any of whatever museum it was, I don't know why they were selling a cactus. I can't imagine the marketing strategy of this place, this museum selling a baby cactus. Can't imagine how they sat at the table going, what we're going to do to drive up sales and raise money for the museum? We're going to sell cactuses to little Jewish kids. I mean, other kids went to the museum other than Jewish kids, but whatever. Anyway, so, they found the sucker in me because I bought it. I think I paid like $1.25, $1.75, whatever it was. It was a little baby cactus plant. I took that plant home and I bought it specifically for my mommy. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, my mommy would love this. I love my mommy. And my mommy would love this. This is what I'm saying as a little boy. And I bought this. I don't think I have a picture of the original baby cactus plant, but maybe I'll find one. I'll put it in the Facebook group. But I tell you what I do have. I do have a picture of that cactus all grown up. I do. And it is huge. How do they say that? That car dealer in Albany, he goes, huge. It's huge. It's over 40 years old now, probably 50 years old. My mother took that little nub, that little half a ball, spiked little half a ball, which nobody liked, nobody paid attention to, nobody cared about, just sitting all by itself. I'm sure most of its friends never made it past infancy, but I salvaged it. We raised it. She raised it. And she cut it, and she split it, and she made it even bigger and better. And I'll post it in the Facebook group. That's the cactus story. I hope I told it well. And I'll see you next week. I hope I timed this right. It's getting near the end. Uh-oh. I get nervous. Thank you for listening to this episode of Dumbing It Down with Dave. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, good rats, Godspeed, and great skills. Take care.